Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've tried so many of these. Too many probably. But this one stands out. It caught me off guard. Let's figure out why together. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details. Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer decided to switch to a new networking device after growing tired of their old router, which had become unreliable due to a history of frustrating firmware updates that would frequently break the Wi-Fi connection. Seeking a more stable experience, our reviewer was drawn to this particular brand because of its strong reputation for providing consistent hardware updates, a solid warranty, and the promise of upgrading to newer Wi-Fi standard. Upon receiving the new unit, the setup process proved to be a bit of a hassle. The quick installation guide didn't account for a specific network setting related to the device's MAC address, leading to an initial connection failure. This client had to manually dig into the advanced settings to resolve the issue, and then spend time on the phone with their internet provider to get the new hardware authorized on their account. Once it was finally online, the performance was a mixed bag. On the one hand, this client found the management interface, accessible via a web browser or a phone app, to be absolutely fantastic and a significant improvement over their previous experience. However, the signal range was a bit of a letdown. It was surprisingly weaker than their much older router, leaving a few dead spots in their large home. To get full coverage, they had to add a separate Wi-Fi extender. Ultimately, our reviewer feels this router is a solid choice for someone in a small to medium-sized home who values a superb user interface and brand reliability. For anyone living in a larger house, they suggest that a dedicated mesh Wi-Fi system would likely be a more effective solution to ensure a strong signal everywhere.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer is thoroughly impressed with their new router, describing it as an awesome piece of hardware that seems to be powered by some kind of advanced technology. More than capable of handling their needs, they found the setup process to be flawless. While some of the more advanced settings required a few reboots, the powerful processor handled them so quickly that it was never an issue. Our reviewer noted that the device is extremely versatile, with a wealth of configurable attributes that were simply not available on other models they had examined. In terms of raw power and capability, it even rivals a professional-grade unit at their workplace, with one major advantage. This router delivers full bandwidth and throughput to every port even with all the security features activated, a feat the more expensive business hardware couldn't manage. This client is especially pleased with the wireless performance, seeing incredibly high connection rates to their laptop. The browser speed tests closely mirror the router's own internal diagnostics, addressing the common complaint where users don't see the internet speeds they actually pay for. They believe this device is a true monster, capable of overcoming the usual bandwidth overhead that disappoints so many people with lesser hardware. Our reviewer does offer a word of caution, however. They initially tried to save a little money by purchasing a refurbished version of the same model. That experience was a complete nightmare, causing numerous problems with their home network. While the seller was very helpful with the return, the refurbished unit was clearly faulty. The small cost savings were not worth the immense frustration, and they strongly recommend buying this device new to avoid a similar headache.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer recently switched out all their networking gear and decided to try this wireless router from ASUS. Setup was a breeze, honestly. The auto configuration just worked, which was a relief, but if you're the type who likes to get your hands dirty, you can totally configure everything manually too. One small niggle: when setting up the wireless channels, it automatically gave the 2.4 and 5 GHz bands the same name, even when I was trying to assign unique ones. So I had to go back and fix that to get the SSIDs I wanted. The web interface is great once you get used to it. Most of the options are laid out in a way that makes sense, and it's pretty easy to find what you're looking for. All the more pro tools are right there: WAN, LAN, wireless settings, guest network controls, COS, you name it. The best part is how smoothly it runs. Our reviewer hasn't experienced any freezes, crashes, or forgotten settings. Everything just saves and works as expected. Signal strength on the 2.4 GHz band is excellent, covering a 2100 SQ. FT, two-story home with no problems. The 5 GHz band isn't amazing, but it's definitely usable. All devices, TVs, laptops, tablets, phones, connect and maintain a stable signal throughout the house. Appearance-wise, this client wasn't really looking for something flashy. They were more concerned about performance and the ability to handle a bunch of devices simultaneously. It handles that workload perfectly. As long as they can game on their wired PC while everyone else is streaming, everyone is happy, and so far there haven't been any complaints.
That's all for today. If you like this, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments.